This is the third session. You have already completed with two sessions. Okay, so before going to the topic, let us first find out what Swiflearn is, right? So, as you already know by now, what is Swiflearn? It is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. So, I'm telling it, it is the most sincere because we try harder, right? Now, what will we get in Swiflearn? So first of all the classes in Swiflearn are the 100% live and interactive classes, right? Over here, you can ask any sort of doubt, any confusion, whatever you have in your mind related to the topic in the classes, and the teachers will be able to explain everything in the classes only and clear all your doubt, right? Secondly, we give the personalized attention to each and every students in our batches because in our batches it consists of maximum number of 6 students and not more than that, which help us to keep an eye on the student, how the students are doing in the classes, how they are improving themselves, as well as the student can ask freely any sort of question which is coming to their mind in the classes only. Fine. Thirdly, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously keep a track and work on the student's progress. So how the student is doing in the class, in the homework, also how they are performing in the different test series, how they are performing in the school exams, everything is tracked by the teachers, our academic mentor team, and accordingly you will get the feedback in certain interval. Fine. And fourthly, what is very important that we cover all the syllabus as per your school examination schedule because it is very much important to be very much prepared before going to the school examination, right? As well as the board examination. है ना? So we also handle the custom request like you can ask us for doing the different chapters before because it is coming in your school examination, so we will do accordingly. We will give the classes of those topics before and we will do the other topics later on, right? So this type of custom request also we can handle. So these are our general features of Swiflearn. Let us now find out what are the key features of Swiflearn. So first of all, we keep a detailed progress report of each and every students where we maintain how the students are performing in the class, what is the understanding capacity of the student, how it is giving a competitive approach in the students in the class, okay, and how they are performing in the homework as well as the different test, practice test in this Swiflearn. So accordingly, you will get the feedback and you will be able to improve yourself, right? So that you can score more, right? Okay. Secondly, we have the Swiflearn Academic Test Series, which we call in short as the SATs. So what is SAT? You will be able to give the exam over here and you will understand where you are standing or where you are ranking all over the world, right? Internationally. Thirdly, we have unlimited practice test where you can take this practice test after completing each and every topic, okay, for all the subjects. So you can complete the topic and you can go for the practice test. There are the various types of question. It can be the objective as well as the subjective questions are there. So in the objective question, you can get the one word, true, false, filling the blanks, match the column as well as the MCQs, right? So these are very important to score marks, right? So you can practice them and you can improve yourself and you can give the retest again and again so that everything will be clear to you, right? And which is very important, that is we also have the subjective test for the school examination. So it is very much important to know what are the main points or the key points which should be included within the answer before writing the answer, subjective answer, right? Sometimes it happens that you already have the concept and everything is clear to your mind, but you cannot write the proper points in your answer, and that is why you were scoring less, right? So that is not good, है ना? So to get good marks in the board exam as well as the school examination, you have to practice writing, write the subjective answer along with the diagrams, the graphs and chemical equation, whatever you can say, so that you can improve yourself and produce the same thing in your school examination as well as the board examination to score the full marks, right? So we have a very good dedicated teacher over here who can look after your answers and they will give you the tips how to write better answer and get the full marks. right? So these are the key features which we have in Swiflearn. So to experience all these features, please book a free trial class and experience all of this and learn with us, right? Okay. So as you have already done, some of you I know that, so I'm repeating the same thing. That is, please subscribe our channel in YouTube. Press on the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the updates of the upcoming classes. So whatever classes will be there, according to all the grades, all the subjects, you will be able to see all the classes and you will be able to improve yourself. Hannah? Okay, so stay with Swiflearn, stay with us. Like, comment, and share with all your friends and family members. Okay, now let us find out what is today's topic. As you already know that today is the third session of the topic, some natural phenomena. So today we will study about some natural phenomena. Before the in the previous session we have already studied about a lot of things. What are the natural phenomena? What are the different types of natural phenomena? Then we have studied about the lightning, charging by rubbing, right? What are the different charges? How they are discharged from one place to another, and the different types of lightning we have studied in the previous session. So let us find out what we will learn today. So in today's session, mainly we will study about how to protect ourselves from the lightning and the thunderstorm. That is also very much important to know, to have an idea what are the different things which we can do whenever we are inside the home or outside the home or in a forest or we are traveling in the vehicle. So what are the different precautions we must take during the lightning and the thunderstorm, right? So we will study a detail of this one. Secondly, we will study about the lightning conductor. So what is the lightning conductor, how it is helping us, where it is actually placed, what is the main function or the mechanism of this, and how they are helping us to mm, like avoid any sort of danger. This we will study in the lightning conductor, right? Thirdly, we will study about another natural phenomena, that is the earthquake. That is also very much dangerous to us. Sometimes it's become so dangerous that many lives are lost, right? So we will study about the earthquake, how it happens, what are the different causes of earthquake, how can we protect ourselves against the earthquake. Again, it is very much important. And what are the different precautions we should take during the earthquake. Okay, so these are the topic of discussion for today's session. Let us now start with the natural phenomena, the third session of it, right? So we have already got an idea about what is lightning, what is thunderstorm, how it is happening, what are the different types of lightning. Can you tell me the names of the different types of lightning? Yes, we have studied the three types of lightning, right? When it is occurring within one cloud, or that is intra cloud lightning. Secondly, we have studied about how the lightning occurs between two clouds, that is intercloud lightning. And also we have studied about how lightning takes place from the cloud towards the ground, right? So we will study about how to protect ourselves from this type of situation, from the lightning and the heavy thunderstorm now. Fine. Chalo. So let us find out in two main portion. So let us find out what are the precautions or the protection we have to take when we are outside the home. And secondly, we will study how we can protect ourselves when we are inside the home. Fine. So let us start with the outside, or if we are outdoors, what are the different protection we should take? Okay, so try to avoid the different types of vehicles which are open vehicles, like the motorcycle, the motorbikes, you can see the scooter, the bicycle, the car, open car mainly. Okay, so these are not at all safe. Okay, so when there is lightning on the thunder or the thunderstorm is happening, please do not travel in these open vehicles. Fine. Secondly, the open fields like the park. When if you are in the park, you are playing in the park with your friends. If you see that lightning and thunderstorm is happening, please go back to your home. Okay, and never ever take the shelter under a very tall tree. Okay, because they can attract the lightning and it can cause a huge danger, right? Thirdly, carrying the umbrella is not at all safe. Why? Why do you think that the carrying of umbrella is not safe? Because it has a metal handle, right? And the metals generally attract the lightning and it can cause again danger to you, right? So try to avoid all these things when you are outside the home, right? Now coming to another situation that think about, you are in the forest, you have gone to the forest for visiting uh, it, or you are in a tree, right? So what will you do if there is lightning and the thunderstorm is going in that place? Please take shelter under the short trees. Never take shelter under the tall trees, because there is a tendency of the lightning discharge to, or the lightning to happen, or the lightning streaks to strike on the taller trees. Okay, so you will be safe if you take shelter under the short trees. Clear hai? And if you are in the open field, please stay away from the poles, the long trees, or we can say the metallic objects. Don't come in contact with the metallic objects, because these are the very good conductor of electricity, right? So these are the protections we should take if we are outside our home. Fine. And if you are in the open ground, you please do not lie down. You can squat on the ground with the hand on the knees and the head between the hands, so that you can protect yourself. Clear hai? Please make it a note that these are the protection you have to take. Now let's move on to how, or what are the different protections we should take inside the house, right? Can you tell me some of the situation inside the house, how you can take the precaution or protection from lightning and thunderstorm? Yes. Exactly. So, like when you are inside the home, please never ever try to touch or come in contact with any sort of electric appliances, right? So, any sort of contact with the metal pipes or the telephone cords or the electric wires are very much dangerous at that time, and try to avoid all these things, because of the lightning can strike this object very easily, right? And it is also not safe to use the wired phones, because the wire is also there, so during the lightning, and it can catch the lightning. Okay, so try to avoid all these things. Electrical appliances, which can be the computer, TV, should be unplugged at that time, in the particular time. And during the thundering, please don't come in contact with the running water. Okay, don't take bath, which should be avoided, because if the lightning strikes on your home or the house or the tank, then the current can flow through the water and it will be dangerous to you, right? So try to avoid all these things while there is lightning and the thunderstorm happening outside your home. Fine. Okay. Now, we know that the lightning may cause the huge loss of the life also, and the properties and the various electrical appliances can be damaged if there is lightning strikes on your building, right? So can you tell me in one situation how you can protect all these things from the effects of the lightning? Have you heard of any sort of conductors or any sort of appliances which can cause less harm, or cannot do not damage any sort of electrical appliances in your home during the lightning and the thunderstorm? Yes, exactly. That is known as the lightning conductor. So we can protect the building, the tall monuments, from the effect of the lightning by using this lightning conductor. So what is the lightning conductor? Yes? Any idea what is the lightning conductor? It is a device which helps to protect the building from the damages due to the lightning. So if there is no any lightning conductor and the lightning strikes on the roof of our home, so what will happen? All the electrical appliances can get damaged. The fuse can come up from the switchboard. We can see a lot of damages if there is any fixed light shade which is there sometimes on the ceiling. It can break down, right? It can fall off, right? So these are the different types of damages which we can see, right, during the lightning and the thunderstorm. But if you now use the lightning conductor, you will be able to see this type of damages will not take place. Okay, so before coming to the mechanism of the lightning conductor, let us find out what it actually is. So the lightning conductor consists of the metallic rod. Can you see over here in this picture that there is a metallic rod which is having a pointed end at the upper side, right? And the lower end is present or buried under the ground. Okay, so the lower end is joined to a metallic plate which is buried under the ground. So what will happen if there is any lightning strikes on the building? The electrical charges will come on the pointed end and directly it will go towards the ground, right? It will sink towards the ground. So over here you will be able to see that it is showing the picture where the lightning is striking, right? You can see the different negative charges which are coming from the cloud. It is coming in contact with the lightning conductor and finally it is directly going towards the ground, right? So I guess you were totally clear about the concept how the lightning occurs and the lightning conductor help us to prevent all the different types of electric gadgets in our home. You know, up to this much clear? Yes, it will not create any sort of damage in the building. Okay. Now let us move on to the second phenomena which is there in your syllabus, that is the earthquake. So have you ever felt the earthquake or you must have heard about the earthquake, right? Yes, in the television, in the news channel. Have you ever experienced a huge earthquake or have you ever felt a very slight earthquake also? Yes, yes, you can share your experience in the chat box. Fine. Okay, so why does it happen? What do you mean by earthquake? Any idea? Yes, it is the sudden shaking or trembling of the earth that is caused by the disturbance which is there deep inside the earth's crust, right? So there are different plates or the tectonic plates or the various types of plates which are continuously in the moving situation, right? They're continuously moving and when these plates brush apart each other or goes under one another or they collide, what will happen? There is a disturbance which caused in the earth's crust and this causes the earthquake. This is how the earthquake actually happens. Can you see over here the different blocks or the plates which are present in the earth's crust? Yes, when they are slide over each other or collide with each other, the boundaries are known as the fault or the seismic zones, and there is the focus, that is the point at which the earthquake is rising. Okay, so from here the earthquake can cause, and on the surface of the ground, just which is above the focus, we can feel the earthquake at the maximum level, that is the known as epicenter. Clear hai? Yes. Okay, now let us find out what are the different types of damages which we can see during the earthquake. Have you ever seen this type of things like, yes, it can cause the tsunami, sometimes the flood, landslide. These are all the different causes due to the earthquake, right? It damaged the dams, it damaged the different buildings, office buildings or houses or school buildings, the bridges. These are all damaged due to the very major earthquake, right? So it can cause a huge damage to the life and the properties also, right? Have you heard or do you remember any earthquake, a major earthquake which happened in India? Yes. Have you remembered the earthquake in 2001 which happened in Bhuj in Gujarat? Yes. And have you ever experienced the very light earthquake? Yes. In your region? Yes. The last earthquake which happened in Delhi, which I felt personally, it was in the 12th of February. Okay, so earthquake can happen anytime and it can be very major earthquake or the very minor earthquake also. Clear hai? Now, what causes the earthquake? Let us find out. So, as you already know that there are the various layers on the earth, right? So, if I divide the geographically the earth, so we can find that there are the three main layers. The innermost layer is the earth's core, right? Then the very wide layer which you can see over here as the orange color, that is the mantle, and the uppermost layer is the crust or the Earth's crust, right? We are staying on the Earth's crust. Fine. Now, this core can be again divided into inner core, that is just at the center of the Earth, and the outer core, just around it. Okay. Just around the core region, there is the mantle, and the uppermost region is the Earth's crust. Now, what happened? The Earth's crust is the outermost region or the outermost layer of the Earth. It is fragmented into various types of plates, right? You can see over here the different plates are showing in the map. That is the North American plate, the South American plate. We can see the African plate, Indian plate, right? So when this plate starts moving or continuously move, what will happen? They can brush past each other or collide with each other or sometimes goes under one another, right? And this collision actually causes the earthquake. It causes the disturbance, and can you see in this picture? It causes the disturbance when they are sliding past with each other, and it causes the earthquake. Fine. Now let us find out the major terms which are related with the earthquake. So the boundaries of the plate are the weak zones. We can see here these are the boundaries of the plate. Can you see the dotted line over here? This is known as the fault zone or the seismic zone, right? This is the weak zone of the earthquake. So the earthquakes generally occur in this seismic zone. Clear? Eh? Now, the focus. You have also studied, you have also seen there is a point which is known as the focus. So, what is the focus? The focus is the place on the Earth's crust where any earthquake originates, right? And just above the focus on the above the ground, we can see the epicenter of the earthquake. Fine. So up to this much, is it clear that what is fault, what is focus, and what is epicenter? You have heard these terms, right? When there is an earthquake, and in the television also they say that the epicenter is this and the focus was like that. Okay, Hannah? Yes. Okay. Now let us find out what are the main seismic zones in India. Okay, so you can see that it has been divided into 5 main zones: zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here you can find it. The zone 5 is the most prone to the earthquake. Okay, and zone 1 is the least prone to the earthquake. So over here, the seismic zone in India are generally in the Himalayan range. You can see in mainly in the Kashmir, the Indo-Gangetic plain over here in the east, the northeastern region, okay, over here, which where the Shillong, Itanagar is present, the Rajasthan, okay, the Kutch, Andaman and Nicobar Island, which is there in the Bay of Bengal. So these are the main region and some of the region of South India, okay, where in the Chennai and Bangalore and all. So these are the main regions which comes under this, which are the main seismic zones of India. Now let us find out what are the more, what are the region which are more prone to be destructive or least destructive zone in India for the due to the earthquake. So over here we can see that the zone 1, which are mainly the pale yellow in color, or we can say the off-white in color. These are the region like in Jaipur we can see the Hyderabad over here. So these are the region which are very least destructive region due to the earthquake, right? Just above there we can see that the sky blue colored region. Yes, the Bhopal, Patna, we can see the Lucknow. These are the region where the earthquake can happen a little bit more. There is a little bit more risk of earthquake. Above it is the cream color we can see, or the saffron color we can say, where like the Mumbai, Panaji, we can see the Patna, Lucknow, okay, Kolkata. These are the region where we can see the earthquake can happen. A little bit more risk is there. Then comes the zone 4, that is the orange region, which we can see over here in the Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, New Delhi. Okay, so these are the region or the Himalayan range over here we can see. So these are the region where the earthquake can happen. There is a high risk of the earthquake, right? And the highest risk of earthquake is the red region, right? The red zones. These are the Itanagar, Shillong. We can see over here the Bhuj. okay, in Gujarat. So these are the different region where there is a high risk of the earthquake. Clear up to this much? Is there any question, any confusion till now? You can ask me. Yes? No? Okay. So now let us move on to how to measure the earthquake, right? So you have already heard about the term that is the Richter scale, right? We can measure the earthquake on a particular type of scale which is known as the Richter scale. So the earthquake having the magnitude more than 7.5 on the Richter scale is very destructive. Okay, it is very destructive in nature, which can where you can see that there is total destruction of the properties, total destruction of the house or buildings, and also there is a lot of loss of life. Fine. Now, let us move on to the seismograph. What do you mean by seismograph? It is an instrument which helps to record the earthquake, right? So this is the picture of the seismograph. You can see over here, the base of the seismograph is present into the ground, right? It is totally present into the ground, and there is a pointer or the pen which is hanging over here, right, with a pin, and there is a rotating paper drum where the paper is there which continuously rotates, right? Now what will happen and how the pin will uh, keep and of the vibration of the earthquake? Let us find out. Yes, it actually happens like this. So when there is an earthquake or the vibration, what will happen? There will be the vibration in the rod will start, and a pin which is present with this rod will start giving some impression on the paper. And from this graph, from this impression on the paper, it will be recorded the seismic waves on the paper, and they will be able to understand, the scientists will be able to understand how much vigorously the earthquake happened. What is the intensity of the earthquake? Fine. Now, by studying the waves on the paper or on the seismograph, the scientist can construct a proper complete map of the earthquake and the power of the earthquake and power of the destruction due to the earthquake. So over here, you can again see this is the focus, which is showing the focus, and just above it, which when it is above the ground, we can call it as the epicenter, right? And there are the different plates which can pass on to each other, which are the boundaries of which are known as the fault, right? From where the earthquake originates. Up to this much clear? Is there any question, any doubt? You can ask me. Okay, chalo. Now let us find out what is the intensity of the earthquake and how much it is dangerous to us, right? So here the Richter scale is not a linear scale, right? An increase of 2 in magnitude means 1,000 times it is more destructive in nature, right? For example, the earthquake of the magnitude is 6. Okay, it has 1,000 times more destructive energy than the earthquake having the magnitude of 4. So when there is 2 increase of the magnitude, the destructive nature of the earthquake will be 1,000 times more. Up to this much clear? Yes, have you understood? Okay. Now let us find out what are the different protection we must take during the earthquake. So the buildings in the seismic zone should be designed to withstand the tremors due to the earthquake, right? So what are the different precautions which we can take inside the home? Like the light materials like the wood or a very light roof we can use um, during the construction of the building instead of using the very heavy materials during building the house, right? So that it will not come up on your head or it will not cause any sort of danger, right? Now the heavy materials which can be the water heater or we can say the tank should not be fixed on the wall, because due to the earthquake, if there is a crack on the wall or the crack on the building, it can cause a huge damage, right? Now all the buildings should be equipped with the firefighting equipments. Fine. So these are the main things which we should keep it in mind while building a house or while there is any construction going on in the seismic zones, which are in a very high risk of the earthquake. Clear? Hai? Now let us see what are the precautions we can take during the earthquake? So if you are at home, what can be the precautions you can take? Take the shelter under the table. If you are on the bed, do not get up and protect your head with a pillow. Okay, so that if any heavy object can fall on your head, then your head will not be hurted, right? Then stay away from any tall or heavy objects, or we can say the light shade which can be attached in the ceilings also, right? You should avoid all these things. Now, what will you do if you are outside the home? You will not be able to understand that earthquake will happen, right? So over here, if you were traveling, right, so please slow down the vehicles and never get out of the car or any vehicle till there is the tremor, right? Find an open area away from the trees or buildings and power lines and lie on the ground so that you will not be able to uh, feel, or you will not come into the face of any danger during the earthquake. Hi Shiva, how are you? Good afternoon, better. Okay, so these are the main precautions which we can take during the earthquake, right? I guess you have already got an idea about what are the lightning and the thunderstorm, what are the earthquake, and the overall idea about the natural phenomena, right? So let us find out some of the question answers now. So here is a question which is given to you, that is a situation. Please read the situation and give me the answer correctly, right? So here Miss Ria, she is a teacher, science teacher of class 8, who taught children how to protect themselves and what to do during an earthquake. Now she even performed an earthquake drill in school for better understanding in children. So children also enjoyed this drill and learned a lot from this about the earthquake. Fine. Now, what to do during an earthquake if you are stuck indoor? If you were present inside the home, what will you do? Yes. Any idea? You can take shelter under a very hard tables, right? Or if you are lying on the bed, please cover your head with the pillow, right? Or if there is a chance, just go out of the building. Fine. Now, what causes the earthquake? What is the main cause of the earthquake? Any idea? Yes. So the different plates of the Earth's crust, which continuously are in movement, okay, when they are brushed past each other or collide with each other, what will happen? There will be the disturbance in the Earth's crust, and it causes the earthquake. Clear? Eh? Now come to the third question. Hi Nitashri, good afternoon. Okay, so how you must keep yourself ready for an earthquake? We must keep ourselves ready for the earthquake so that we should not uh, come across any sort of danger of the earthquake. We can run out of the home, right? If there is a open field, please go over there. You can lay down on the field, right? If you are inside the home, take the shelter under the table by squat. Okay, so these are the different things which we can protect, we can make ready, and obviously keep an emergency kit with you. Okay, we can say the first aid box with you. If there is any danger, you can help with it, right? These are the things which we can keep with ourselves ready if there is an earthquake. Now coming to what are the main values we can see over here of Miss Ria. Have you got anything? Yes. She is intelligent. Yes. Having very good scientific aptitude, right? Yes. He thinks about the future, right? That is why she explained all of the things to her children. है ना? So these are the value we can get from Miss Ria's uh, activity, right? Okay, so these are the answers. You can go through the answers. I have already discussed what are the different things which we can do if we stuck indoor. So never panic and take shelter under the desk, right? So what is the main cause of the earthquake also I have told you, right? Then we have studied about how we can keep ourselves ready during this earthquake. Okay, we have to keep a disaster kit ready all the time, right? And we have studied about the value of Mistria. Okay, so this scientific temperament, intelligence, then compassionate, then she's very much caring about the students, dedicated about the teaching. These are the main things which we have already discussed, right? Okay, now let us move on to some crossword puzzles, right? Okay, so let me see who can give me the correct answer first. So first let us go for the across one. Okay, so over here we can see the first sentence is asking for, and dash is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth that is caused by the disturbance deep inside the crust of the earth. What we can see? Yes, this is the earthquake, right? Okay. Now, can you tell me the second one, B? That is the power of an earthquake is measured on the scale, which is known as what scale? It is the Richter scale. Okay. Now move on to the third question. By studying the waves generated by seismographs, scientists can construct a complete map of the earthquake and its power of causing destruction. Okay, yes, clear it. Now let us move on to the up and downs. So first one is dash is the outermost layer of the earth. You already know the crust is the outermost layer of the earth. Now the tall buildings are protected from the effect of lightning by using dash conductor. What conductor is used? Yes, lightning conductor, right? Okay. And the last one for you, Shiva and Nitushri, please give me the answer. The waves produced on the surface of the earth by the earthquake is known as what wave? The waves are known as seismic wave. Okay, so these are the answers for the puzzle. Let us check out you have given me the correct answer or not. All the answers are correct. You can go through it, right? Okay, so this is all about the chapter which we have already discussed. So let us now find out what are the different facts more which will give you more information about the earthquake. So the National Earthquake Information Center records an average of 20,000 earthquakes every year, which is like on an average about 50 earthquake a day, okay, around the world. So there are, however, millions of earthquake estimated to occur every year that are too weak to be recorded. We cannot understand also, right? Now, almost 80% of all the planet's earthquake occur along the rim of the Pacific Ocean, okay, which we call as the Ring of Fire. So over here, this is the region that encircles the Pacific Ocean and is the home to 452 volcanoes. Okay, and that is why it is known as the Ring of Fire. Over 75% of the world's active and dormant volcanoes are present over there. Okay, and also you can think about the different countries which are more prone to the earthquake. The different countries like Japan, we can see the Nepal, India also one of them, Mexico, Philippines, Ecuador, Pakistan. These are the main countries where which is on a high risk of having the earthquake always. Okay, so this is all about the chapter that is the natural phenomena which we have studied for the last three sessions. We have completed this chapter. So over here we have studied about the lightning and the thunderstorm and how to protect ourselves from this lightning and thunderstorm. We have studied this in today's session. Then we have studied about the lightning conductor, what is the use of the lightning conductor and how it is like preventing all the electrical gadgets in our home, right? Then we have studied about the earthquake, then the different causes of earthquake, the protection against earthquake, and what are the precautions we should take when we are outside the home or we are inside the home during this earthquake, right? So this is all about the natural phenomena chapter. So if you have any question, any doubt, you can please ask me in the chat box, write it down. So thank you very much for staying with us. I think you have understood all which we have already done, right? Yes. So never forget to subscribe our channel in YouTube. Press on the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the updates of the upcoming sessions of Swiflearn. Okay. So please stay with us. Let's stay with Swiflearn. Like, comment, and share with all your friends and the family members. Fine. So we will again meet in another session with a new topic. So till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe.